Welcome back to another episode of AFL Unpopular Opinions. I'm Ryan Cook. Joining me is the usual supporting cast, Alistair Lynch, Tom Rockcliffe, and my main man, Jack Lindley. Fellas, last free weekend without footy. We had a bit of pre-season, but we're officially back in a few days. How did you spend the weekends?
I was with the boys, actually, so floated around the house out Wynnum Way and run amok. So I didn't see all the footy because we're normally watching cartoons as they're winding down.
There was a wedding in the house or something.
Oh. Yeah, the snakes were getting bloody married.
There was a wedding, was there?
I've got some concerns.
You said that on your story.
What's going on?
I've got an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old boy, and they've got these 3D print. They got some snakes. And I was just out in the kitchen, just getting some lunch ready, and I just heard, the bride's getting ready. I'm like, hang on, what's going on here? Walk into the spare bedroom, and they've got all their teddies and toys up, split it aisle down the middle.
Oh, yeah.
And Jack's, so the oldest boy's, his was pink, and
He's snake.
yeah, he wanted. Well, there's only 2 snakes.
Okay.
Be very careful here.
2 snakes, and the young fella had the green one. So the groom was ready. He was at the end ready, and then
Love is love.
in comes the pink one, and down the aisle, and they get.
What's
get
your
married.
role in all of this? Are you...
I ended up
Celebrant
filming
what?
it. They said, "Can you come and film it, Dad?" So came and filmed it, and I don't know whether I should be happy about marriage or concerned, or I mean, marriage is a good thing, I think. Still traditional values, but I don't know where they've seen it. Maybe Married at First Sight. Maybe. But yeah.
So you're going to weddings rather than watching footy?
I was at weddings instead of a couple of snakes in the grass getting married.
Boys will be boys, hey? Lynchy, you get up to much?
I watched a little bit of footy, so I tried to see a few games.
You would have been watching the Vegas games, NRL.
I didn't.
Love your rugby league.
I didn't catch a lot of Vegas games. Actually, nothing. Didn't see a bit.
No?
What I watch? I actually watched the Matildas play
Last night. Yep.
Watched that. Matildas had 85 or 88% of the ball and won 1-0. Awful game. I'm a fan of football, but that was a pretty boring game. So watched that, played a bit of golf. That's about it, I reckon. I got feedback, because obviously I am the old bloke here, but I got the feedback that last week you two have got the laptops, you've got the phone, I had the notebook. I've been smashed. Fair to say, I've been smashed. The notes and got me biro.
Glasses on and off.
That's right. Poor old fella.
You need one of those lanyards for you.
I did, yeah.
That'll really complete it.
And have them sitting on the end of my snot locker.
Well, I think it's better than you on the laptop with the single finger top. I've just lost a page.
I've got to hand it over to Rocky and say, can you restart this or do whatever you do?
For us.
So you're going with the phone this week for the
So I'm
notes?
going with the phone. I can't use it. I can't see it. But I'll just have a look at
We're
it.
in real trouble then, aren't we?
We are, but I suppose when we're talking about the footy, and we'll get to it later, the top 10 or top 8 or top 6 or whatever
We've done the whole day.
We have. We've been busy.
What from the footy that you've seen over the weekend, who exceeded expectations? Now, obviously, it's pre-season. We've got match sim and pre-season comps.
Yep.
Who exceeded expectations and who disappointed?
Brisbane exceeded, and Hawthorn are firmly on my
Concerns.
panic meter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, I just said to you guys off air, it's Brisbane's to lose, and I think they solidified that the other night against the Suns, who were pretty strong, and they took care of business quite comfortably in the end, won by 4 or 5 goals, and had 6 or 7 out that you'd imagine will start round 1. Like, I don't know who beats them. They may have an off day here or there, but when the whips are cracking in September, I don't see how they get beaten. I think Carlton probably surprised or exceeding expectations. I think everyone looked at them and they've gone, Curno's gone. What's that impact? But I think they've found a couple. I think the guys that they brought in, really good. The young fella, I think he's a lock for the rising star.
My goodness.
He would have firmed, I'm sure, in the Neds markets. But I think like Sydney impressive again as well. I think they'll be there, and the Dogs. So they're probably the ones that exceed our serious concerns for North Melbourne.
Well, that's at the other end of the ladder. You got a couple.
And West Coast.
West Coast.
Yeah, I had West Coast wooden spooners, 1 win, but I'm concerned they'll even get that 1 win now. So
it's looking bleak, very bleak.
And North up against the, under-resourced Collingwood.
Well, Collingwood are one I'm concerned with too, because they've just gone against everyone else and kind of just named their VFL team. Like
they did
what
this
kind
last
of preparation?
Year. The first round last year they were flat, and then they come good. So I don't know if it's a strategy to rest this many players. Or this, what do you guys reckon?
Well, I don't know. They were 14-2 at one stage last year, or 14 and not many. So maybe they're looking at just tempering the minutes early, just so they can last a bit longer in the season.
They don't like that opening round, do they? Travelling, they kept blowing up about that. They had to travel for the 3rd time for the year.
Maybe travelling to Ballarat was a bit too far for their
Ballarat's a bit far, so they get to play in Melbourne. You'd imagine, looking at the markets at 50-50. I think they're right down the middle, $1.90 or something like that. But St Kilda did enough. I think.
Yeah, I like the look of Saints.
Yeah, it's hard to get a gauge.
They did well to beat the Bombers, that's for sure.
Essendon, your boys.
What about the games in opening round, though? Jeez, they're good quality games. I mean, it's only opening round, but you wouldn't mind banking one of these wins against high quality opposition, like Sydney Carlton.
Yeah, if Carlton can get a win there, that would be huge for them.
That'd be massive, but just Errol Gould and Warner feeding Charlie Curnow might be get the snout in the trough. And Suns Geelong, well, Geelong just haven't got out of first gear yet, so they'll just ramp things up.
I think the AFL's, you clip them a bit, but they've nailed it.
Yeah. They have.
The opening round, because of those 10 teams, you'd expect them to be competing for the top 10. There's only probably 2 teams that aren't playing this weekend that you'd expect to be fighting for those 10 spots. Yeah. Adelaide and the Dockers. Essendon, I think we all can say, think are going to be in the bottom 6. Mate, Melbourne bottom 6, North bottom 6, Port bottom 6, Richmond bottom 6, and Eagles bottom 6.
Yeah,
so it's a good weekend to start.
Good opening round.
Do you think the AFL needs to do more to make pre-season exciting, or is it like, I know that probably just sounds ridiculous, but we talk about Vegas getting, they're saying 42,000. I don't know if that's correct or not, but the NRL has its big weekend, and the AFL's playing games in Ballarat. It's like,
that's part of the season, isn't it? That's their first round. But
I think don't worry too much about the NRL. I think the AFL's doing a lot right, and I'd near go in with no practice matches. And just go in and see opening round, or as I think we said last week, let's just call it round 1. Let's go into round 1 and no one's got any form. They've just done internal trials, and let's just see what runs out. It would be fun. You see Jagger Smith for the first time without any match sim on TV, and see him runs out and go, geez, how good is this?
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't think the AFL should worry about the NRL. I
don't think they're worried.
I think they're really focused on the AFL, though, the NRL. Like, Volandis gets off the plane, he's like, AFL engineers. Like, he's so focused, and he's done an outstanding job.
He's been over to Turkey, too. Have you seen the...
Has he?
Plugs, the plugs.
Jack. How are you going with your feathers? Sorry to... you haven't been to Turkey, have you?
You get a refund.
Haven't been to Turkey, that's for sure.
Well, we made it to opening round.
Jeez,
it's funny. It's always the bald blokes that get the real facial hair.
I can grow hair.
Yeah, they can grow hair, but just not where you want it.
It's a testosterone thing, boys. The more testosterone you get, the less hair on your head.
Is that what it is? That's why mine's thick as buggery.
Very good. Other news overnight is Stephen May. Hang on the boots. I mean, that was probably always coming, and we don't need to get into all the off-field stuff, but...
it sounds like it. But to touch on his, sort of focus on his footy career, especially to start with, he was, taken in from the Northern Territory as a priority pick, I think, for the Gold Coast originally. He was mucking around forward as a centre-half forward, and then they threw him back. And over the last decade, one of the premier centre-half backs in the competition, like strong, use the ball well, and just a competitor. Sort of a bit of a competitor like a Justin Leppich of my era, I suppose, would really compete, even though he's not probably as big as some of the forwards he had to play on.
Yeah, I think you got to celebrate his career for what it was.
Yeah.
He stuck around at the Gold Coast, couldn't quite get there. I think that was the year that both captains left, wasn't it? Lynch left at the same time. And then You remember, you know that he played in the grand final, but you don't remember the 2 weeks before where he did his hamstring in the prelim.
So there was no way he was playing in the grand final and actually got there.
Got up and then played really well. So obviously the week off before that one, because it was in WA and they had to quarantine and whatnot. So that allowed him to play and did an outstanding job. If he doesn't play, who knows? Maybe the Dogs are a bit further in front and Melbourne don't go on that run. So did an outstanding job.
Yeah, one of the premier defenders, and obviously there's some things going on. Not obviously, I don't know. There's some things going on off the field, and just he's got to focus on that now, and a bit of a distraction for the club.
It's been 4 or something in the pre-season that have retired, correct?
No, who's that? Who else is retired?
There has been 3 or 4.
Look that up, Rich.
Was it
get your notebook?
Dogs?
See, that's the problem. If I had a notebook, I would have been right.
Yeah, what's his name from the Dogs? Who was at Melbourne? Played in the grand final as well. He only retired.
Hunter?
Nah.
Oh my God.
Let's look this up. We'll circle back.
We're going well, aren't we?
Yeah.
No, not Hunter. He played.
Not Hunter. I'm an idiot.
No, you're not an idiot. I've gone blank. There's been a few that have hung up the boots after Christmas.
Rightio.
We'll have to.
Huh? Johannesson? When did he retire?
I think maybe the off season.
Earlier?
He's got the pearly white teeth.
White chocolate.
I can see him. He's good mates with Bernie Vince.
We might just run this through the edit suite.
Yeah. This is falling flat.
Wingman at the Dogs.
Bring out the quiz.
Wingman at the Dogs.
Not DeRay.
No. Anyway,
no, this is
it'll
good.
come to me.
Anyway, Doug Hawkins.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about, man?
Oh, Stephen May.
Well, anyway, Stephen May's retired.
It feels like there's been a lot.
Here we go.
Sam Frost. We let you bring a phone on one time.
So the notebook doesn't bloody ring.
Put it on silent, mate.
Oh, God.
Bloody hell.
Jeez.
That was the highlight of that segment.
We're falling apart here.
Dylan Shield.
Nah.
Place for us.
Anyway, go on.
Delisted.
Let's move on. We really need to. Talking about teams that disappointed, and we spoke a bit about this off the air, Hawthorn.
Yeah.
And we all had concerns last week when we did our final season preview show.
James Harms, mate.
Harms.
There, okay. We got there.
There you go.
Special mention to James Harms.
And who were the other two?
There was. I'm sure there was 1 or 2 more. Anyway.
Hawthorn. We will look at the ladders in the second segment of the show.
Gee whiz, it's been a good start.
Yeah.
Hawks, I think, as we touched on last week, I think we went through our note. They haven't added, we spoke about, even just a couple of minutes ago, we spoke about their raid that they were going on. They started over in Perth, and I think it was a cover to try and get Harley Reid.
Yeah.
And when they just got caught, speaking of Oscar Allen, then they went after Merritt. It just didn't pan out for them in the off-season. And I don't think they've got any better. I don't think...
Especially when they lose a couple through injury.
Yeah.
Those injuries hurt.
Injuries, they need everyone available. So I just don't know where their improvement comes from. Yes, they've played finals, but are they ready to take that next step in the top 4? I don't think so. I think they might go backwards, potentially miss.
Yep.
Miss the top 8, even though you play finals now.
But yeah, Weddle's got, I think we touched on it last week as well, Weddle's got to go in the midfield and dominate to fill a bit of a void in there. And you need Lewis or Deer.
Deer is a very interesting topic, yes.
To stand up, one of them. They need a big forward.
I think, they're still trying to work out what their best makeup is in that front half. And you can't really be going into a season trying to work on that.
Well, you can't be targeting Gunston at nearly 40, the amount that he had last year, and then Marvio Chol is hot and cold. So it's going to be... And I think Nick Watson's another player that's very interesting to watch this year. Like, his first season was electric, then last year was a little drop off. So
well, I think the way it's going to be adjudicated too, I think their game, him and Ginnivan, their game, they're going to have to find a different way. We know that they search for that high contact, and the umpires are clearly not going to pay it. It's almost your prior opportunity.
Well, the Wiz doesn't really need to shrug into to get a high one.
But they go looking for it. So I don't think they've got any better, and you probably got some concerns out of that game as well. I thought the Dogs had the better of them.
Dogs look all right.
Yeah, the Dogs.
What did you think of the rules in the games that you've seen?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? I don't know what they're going to do round 1 because there's no line.
Well, sometimes there was a line, wasn't there?
There's a line on half of the circle, but they've got their sponsor in the middle, which is either Toyota or Coles, and there's no line through the middle. So is it guesswork? And I think the rule is that it's like cricket, is my understanding, that if your foot goes all the way over the line.
Oh, is it? So you've got to have something, the heel on the back of the line.
The heel's on the line. And then you obviously seen what Brodie Grundy did. So if the ball doesn't go up straight, Grundy runs in and then pulls out. And the opposing ruckman, and I mean, it's not very hard to confuse ruckman at the best of times, let alone when they throw it up. So
I just think there's going to be a few big injuries from it, with especially those types of moves, pulling the chair or just tunnelling people that go up and you don't go up. And
it's going to find a couple of ruckmen out, I think. The non-jumpers, Riley O'Brien, these guys, the ones that are really good wrestlers and get around the ground. So that's one rule to it. It's a bit confusing on the stand. So
shouldn't be, though, the stand. Well, where it is confusing is if
the distance.
Two, I reckon.
Yeah, because someone's got to stop.
Yeah, so if there's two in the area and they look at each other, and they both go, "Oh, we're both moving," then it's 50.
It's got to be a 50.
Yeah. So, but like, and then you're going to have two players stand still. You look stupid.
Well, that is in a pack situation where there's a free kick or a mark. Someone has to stop.
Maybe it'll get to a point where it's a game of freeze and everyone has to stop on the
umpire's playing Simon Says.
So with this, and we always hear the feel of the game from the umpires, and we say, but you can't do that, can you? Like if someone doesn't stop, it's a 50-metre penalty.
Well, you have to pay.
You have to pay it. So that's going to be tough, especially if in congestion the free kick's given and you're chasing your man, but you're the closest. You've got to stop. Which is going to be very hard. We're going to see some 50s.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot earlier.
And how big are they going to have these 5 metre?
That's the big question.
Yeah.
Like they bring in rules to speed it up, but then they have to alter them a couple of years later. Like the big one that I think they've almost got back to, which they should never have taken out, is the third man up around the ground, which I think Lee Matthews hated at the time. But that one could open the game up and knock it around. And now they're not waiting for the umpire, waiting for the ruckman. So if you've got two big dopes on one side of the ground and the ball's got to go up,
they're not
going to wait for them. You can nominate if you're close to the contest, but I think that'll speed the game up. Last touch obviously is coming as well.
The lasso.
Like they're looking to speed the game up, but I don't think you want to lose the fabric. So it's going to be, I mean, you're going to need a bigger sample size than what we've seen.
You just don't want games decided by 50-metre penalties.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, it's a huge penalty for it. And speaking to a couple of players, they said it's not confusing for them at this point in time. Spoke to a couple of Brizzy boys the other night, and they said it's not confusing for them at this point at training when they've had umpires there. It's very clear. But I think the confusion will come with the pack situation.
The packs. Yeah. That's the confusing thing. So general play, packs, and it's a quick free kick. Yeah. Bang. Someone hasn't stopped.
Yeah. I guess this is the beauty of the pre-season too, is you get a good look at all these new rules they bring in. And this stuff always comes in waves during the year, I think. Like the first few rounds, it'll be 50-metre penalties, then it'll be head-high contact, and then deliberate out of bounds, you name it. It just
I think we always
goes in
say
cycles.
And it's always dependent on, because you've got the best umpires in the grand final, but they should just watch that one and go, this was officiated really well.
Yep.
Let's just, how we officiated that game, let's officiate the early season. They never do it. But
I think the Origin game was officiated pretty well too, because that was all grand final umpires as well.
So
and I reckon there was direction for the umpires. Let's not go stupid. And because you don't want to put a red cross on the stand rules or something like that if someone moves a foot. So I reckon there was a bit of direction there as well.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see how it plays out. So what do they do with the centre circle? Because I know that clubs have brought it up with the AFL about the no line.
Well, you can have the small lines on the outside of the circle.
Which they have.
Yeah, and so you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see where it's probably going to go.
Yeah, maybe it's just obvious encroachment rather than getting too fanatic.
It's like a cricket.
Yeah.
You're making an umpire's job near impossible, aren't you?
Yeah.
Didn't think I'd hear the day where you were defending the umpires, but here we are.
Umpires do a great job.
But I reckon
shouldn't be. We had a game on Friday night, and it was the worst umpire I've seen in 30 years of footy. Anyway.
Give them a spray?
Well, I've seen.
I didn't give them a spray. I asked
this is
my
your
captains to
kids.
go and speak to them. Oh, Lynchy, don't.
The concerning
Did they
thing
had to
is.
edit your speech? Just
It's like 22 free kicks to 1 at half time.
Okay, that's a bit
Look out,
lopsided.
he's got the clipboard out. What are you doing?
Me and Lee Harding were standing on the side, and anyway.
I hope those umpires had
But-
security.
so, but that line one,
Yeah.
that's got to be just thereabouts. That's okay if you're jumping thereabouts.
But, I mean,
If it's clearly over.
Clear and obvious.
yeah,
I
but if
think.
it's but if that's the thing. Like, are we in the game of just going, well, near enough's good enough? Like for a ruckman, as I said before, they're not that smart, so they could end up anywhere with their feet. And if the's not a line, then how do you pay a free kick? They need and they're never
Not
going.
that smart.
Well, the concerning thing for me.
Isn't Riley O'Brien a neuroscientist or something like that?
They're all they might be book smart.
Doesn't count for much.
Country boys that grew up on the streets know what it's
Rat
about.
cunning.
But you've got to. You either got to go two ways. So just have a line through there. They're never going to give up the sponsorship because there'd be too much money for them for that centre circle. So the sponsor, whoever it ends up being, is going to have to
have a line through their logo.
change their logo. Update their logo.
Well, the concerning thing for me, they got rid of the bounce, fair enough, but some of the throws aren't going
shocking.
straight up. Like,
How do you get that wrong?
expect them to stay on their side of the bloody circle when the throw's going to the left or the
I think you're
right?
allowed to go as long as you compete
Yeah.
compete for the ball lane. So if you get a windy day and it drifts one way, so you imagine Launceston, it starts to drift. They're allowed to go if they're competing.
Why bring Launceston into it?
Get the
Blowy
roof
down there.
A clip for
Oh,
Tassie?
yeah.
It's a bit blowy. Look,
Very defensive,
windy.
Lynchy.
Yeah, isn't he?
Oh, jeez.
Bloody hell.
No, but you get those days where it just blows one way.
Yeah.
Like, they have to be able to compete, so you have to be able to cross the line, don't you?
Yeah, you have to be able to.
I think that's the rule. As long as you're competing for the ball, it doesn't matter. But you can't land on their side before competing for the ball, is my understanding.
Launch from their side, yeah.
Well, you
or
might
take
have
them
to,
out.
You might have
Yeah.
to launch. So, busy man.
I know.
Phone
Checking the
calls.
watch.
There's stuff going on here.
What's your age now? 79 still?
79. No, it's going.
Take your pills.
All right.
He's lost his notepad, but he's got
Oh,
the notifications turned
bloody
on.
oath,
He's
yeah.
very lost today.
All over the place.
We might take
The
a quick
quiz. This is the quiz.
We might take a quick break. We've got a bit to dive into with our respective ladders, so stay tuned for that on the
And
other
we've
side.
got to find who the other blokes are retired.
That's it too. Yeah. Plenty of research to do. You were listening to AFL Unpopular Opinions. Boys, we've done our 2 season preview shows. So now, as promised, and I want to give a shout out to Sam from our design team who's done up this wonderful
yes,
graphic.
Sam.
If you're, I know this is an audio platform mainly, but if you're watching us or on the socials, you'll see this. So this has all 4 of our full ladder breakdowns where we think each team is going to finish.
Some interesting ones there. up
Yeah,
the
look,
top.
there's a few we've all agreed on, which we'll get to. So
One stand out for Jack. He's got the Bombers higher than everyone else.
11th. Care to explain?
It's a time of hope, boys. That's as high as I did the full ladder season preview, and I was pretty generous, and I couldn't get them in the top 10.
So you just settle
Few
for
upsets
11th.
for him.
I gave them a draw as well. Push them up.
You've really done your homework.
But no, they've looked all right early doors and injury free, so we could surprise a few, I think.
The big one jumping out, it's Ryan. You've got the Dockers on top.
I said it last week. Yeah, minor prems. I'm all in on the Dockers. Love the forward line. Love the midfield. I know it's a prove it year for Longmuir, but they've got the list. And I mean, all of us have them in the 8 by the looks. Have I got that right? Yep.
I just think the gap between their best and worst footy is too wide for them to have that consistency to get that minor premiership spot. I think they'll need a bit of a leap.
You got them in your top
secure
4 though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think they're good enough to make the top 4, that's for sure.
Banking on the ball movement being their focus.
Bit quicker.
Yeah, that's what they have to. They've always been a good defensive team. So we know that's going to stand true through this season. But yeah, if they can start scoring some more points, that's the big what if.
You know, the one that stands out to me is your arch rival from one of your clubs, Adelaide Crows.
Here we go.
So the Adelaide Crows have finished top of the ladder. So this is the end of the home and away. I did this on.
Yep.
End of the home and away season. Adelaide Crows finished top and then sort of straight sets.
Yeah.
Now you've got them. Let me look down. Where you got them? 11th.
Yep.
Take us through it.
I think the Wheels. I think they had a soft draw last year and overperformed.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they're going to be better than what they were last year, and I think the teams around them will be better. I think a couple of injuries that they've got in the preseason will hurt them. We've seen when they were without Ranken, different team. They went out in straight sets. How much does that knock them around? I'm not sold on them. I thought they overperformed last year. I thought they were going to be better. They achieved a lot more last year than what we thought, but their first 7 weeks of the season are as tough as anyone's. I think in the competition they might get found out. So Collingwood round 1, which on the road, they get the Dogs at home, which we think the Dogs are going to be better if they travel well. Geelong on a Friday night down in Geelong. Freo at home, who you've got on top, so we'll give that one to Freo. Carlton, who we think's improved, which may be Magic Round.
That's probably Magic Round,
I think it's
gather round.
Magic Round.
Look at this guy saying he's worried about the NRL.
So
head.
they don't travel there for 3 weeks. But
Which week are they playing in Vegas?
And then they go to St Kilda, who we think is going to be better.
Well, Rocky reckons first week of the finals they're playing in Vegas.
Well, they can book their September holidays right now, the Adelaide Crows. And then Brisbane. In Brisbane, I think they'll take care of business.
It's a tough start.
And then round 8 showdown. We know anything can happen in a showdown, but I think the Crows will get hold of them. So, yeah, I think they got a tough start.
It's a valid point, and I think guys like Darcy Fogarty haven't really come on like we thought they would a couple of years ago. Isaac Rankin's another one. I throw him in the same category as Nick Watson for Hawthorn. I think those are two similar players that need to live.
We don't know how he's going to bounce back after the suspension last year.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Media coverage, and obviously he's injured to start the season.
But he's a better player than Watson.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
His best is absolutely elite. Now, Watson might get there, but he's elite. He's got to spend a majority in the midfield and makes a difference for them.
Gets more of the footy. Yeah.
Rochelle's apparently had a really good summer.
So
it looks good.
They need his depth and speed through the midfield.
But I think they overachieve, and I think they'll get found out this year.
Yeah.
And the other one on your ladder, and you've given the former host of the show a fair whack between the eyes. The Tigers as the wooden spooners.
Yeah, again, on the principle that this bit of second year's blues. So I think their kids came in, had an immediate impact, probably won a couple of games that they didn't. After the weekend, I'd probably change that. I'd probably slide them up to 16th because I think I just don't know about North Melbourne. I know they won. They probably should have won by a lot more. They dominated all the stats that matter in games of footy, but fell in by a point. And West Coast, I don't know what's going on there because they're horrific. But I think
they are bad, aren't they?
They're bad,
and they've been bad for a few years now.
Bad for a few years. So I'm probably a bit harsh on Richmond, but I think they will come back as well. I think they surprised a few. Well, they did the opening round last year or round 1 when they beat Carlton. So I think they'll have a tough year. Yeah,
I've got them. Where have I got them? I've only got them 16th, I suppose. Yeah. I thought they'd probably win a few more games than last year. I just think they're experienced players. They've got better depth with their so they've got to have those players stay fit. Because Tom Lynch missed a fair bit of footy last year, so they need their key players to play.
Ryan's got them at 12th.
I can see Rocky's argument. Second year syndrome does concern me a little bit, but they've got a lot of good potential, generational players. Lawler's one of them.
They ran out of gas last year.
Still got half a dozen good premiership players that are not too old.
And I like Uze as a coach. I think he's the right man for the job. So I have them as improving. Lynchy, I guess your ladder. You've got the Hawks in, and none of us do. So walk me through that.
Well, I just think somewhere near their best is comfortably in the top 10. Now, I don't think they're going to be at their best all year with probably a few injuries. And that question mark around their key forwards, that is their mid and small forwards look good, but their key forwards are a big question mark for me. I reckon their back line is close to as good as there is in the league. I reckon they've got a great back line. Midfield's a little bit thin, but Weddle's got to lift the bar there. Watson's got to get in there and lift the bar. So I can see them getting to a stage where they actually finish 7th or 8th or something like that. but their best will be good.
Yep.
So I just couldn't have them out. And it was a bit of a process that, well, who's going to knock them out of the 8? So I've got Essendon. I think they'll improve if they're lucky with their list management. So Bombers aren't going to be better than the Hawks. I don't think the Blues are, still with depth of talent. Pies, or that one.
You're on the wrong one.
That's what I was thinking. Jeez. How am I going?
The glasses.
Wow. So if I had my pad, I would have been right, my little book. But yeah, I've got them doing a lot better. That's right. Yeah, 8th. So I told you I could see them finishing 7 or 8
there we
or
go.
6 or 7.
We got there. We got there.
How are we going? Who are the blokes that retired? We had a shock.
Go again.
Putrid. The Hawks.
Who's going to knock them out?
There we go. We're back. We're back.
We're right.
Jeez.
So who's going to be better? The Saints could be, the Pies could be. I reckon the Giants are going to drop off with injuries, and certainly Tom Green. And if Callahan, if he's got ongoing problems with Sam Taylor having hamstring problems, they're going to struggle. So no, I see the Hawks up there. How am I going looking at Jack's loaf?
I reckon mine's probably the most accurate out there.
We'll see.
I think there's going to be, from mine, a drop-off from 6th to 7th. I reckon 7th to 10th, so Saints, Crows, Giants, Hawks, all around 1 or 2 wins between them. So I can see it.
That's been the case for the last few years.
Yeah.
That backlog of teams.
We've got the same with the Power. And watching last night, maybe they're a spot or two too low.
Maybe
that was against the Eagles.
Maybe,
yeah.
I just look at the ladder and I'm not sure who Port beat in that. So everyone above them, I think, are a better team. Maybe the Demons, because Demons they're obviously in a rebuild phase. So maybe I was a bit harsh there. They could jump to 13. I think Collingwood will be better than them. Crows will be better. Blues. I think Blues. I'm the only one that had them 10th. I think so. Got them sneaking in.
So you've got a top 12 in contention as
I think
well.
So,
That's what
I reckon
probably,
12. I reckon you
now
draw
we're
the
looking at the
line.
same list.
You draw the line there at the top 12. So I think that is your top 12. I think the others are just sort of out there for some experience and get better. But yeah, below that, Port I think will be about. I'm surprised 17th. Ryan's a tough judge. I
New
think
coach, a few key players, contract year as we spoke about last
new dog.
week. New dog.
New dog.
Jeez, didn't we get some feedback on that?
Was there?
Oh yeah.
What happened?
Good, bad? I think
It was mixed. I would
Yeah,
say.
it was like, it's 2026 type areas, you know. It's bringing a bit of fun to the club type of thing.
Yeah.
We're not here for fun.
We're here to win footy games.
So their start to the season, we spoke about the Crows having a really tough one. I think Ports is the opposite
They
end.
could get off to a flyer.
North Melbourne, Essendon, West Coast, Richmond.
Did we say last week they could lead the ladder after round 5 or something? It was a good price. Yeah.
So they're a good chance to start the season. Other than that, I'm pretty happy. Maybe the Giants, pending injuries. Dockers, I'm not convinced on. I just don't know where they stand. I think St Kilda will be better. Geelong. The Dogs were impressive. And Sydney, I think Sydney, what happened with Sydney is they got to the grand final too quickly, in my opinion, before their time, and then got their pants pulled down, then injuries last year. I think they'll be hard to beat this year.
They'll be very good. Where you got them? You got them
Second.
I've got them the lowest, I think.
Jack, you went through every game doing the predictor.
Yeah.
How many games you have the Lions lose?
1.
Ooh,
Wow.
not against Essendon.
No, yeah. They got belted by Essendon at the Gabba. No, that was a Q clash.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Adam split 1-1.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their list is looking stronger and stronger. Isn't it? And
incredible.
That community series game last weekend with the 8 players or something they had out.
That's the thing. If you talk about like depth and injuries, if they get 5 or 6 injuries, I think they're covered. Where if you say any other team, if they get 5 or 6 of their first 18, it's near impossible. Where Brisbane,
Well, they've won
luxury.
flags with injuries, haven't they, in recent years?
Yeah.
So Coleman comes in, McCarthy comes in to start with. bring in this.
Oscar Allen comes in, Draper comes in, Jared Berry comes back for
Dan Annabelle, who's just a star from the academy. He didn't even get a game with 8 out on the
Well,
weekend.
that's the thing. They'll be able to rest players throughout the season if they don't pick up these injuries.
And they put him in the twos. He played in the VFL and smashed them.
Yeah.
So that was good for a kid to go back. He would have been disappointed he didn't get a run in the ones, and he's belted them in the
Ty
twos.
Gallup scoring
Good problems
goals.
to have.
Yeah.
Gallup is going to be a player.
Yeah.
Morris, I like that forward line.
Yeah, looks good.
Good luck to Danny Daly and his staff there trying to keep all them.
Yeah, well, Oscar Allen is a walk-up start.
He's in the leadership team already.
Is he really?
In the leadership group.
Well, he
Voted in
starts.
straight
Like,
away.
I think he starts
Well, who
opening
misses?
round.
Yeah.
Hipwood. These guys.
Well, geez, yeah.
Oh, like
It's going to be really tough.
I'm playing Gallup and Morris. They're my first two key
Well,
forwards.
they have to play.
Then you got Cameron ground level, Link McCarthy, Cam Rayner.
Yeah, it's
Coleman played half back, but he's played the rest of the preseason half forward.
Yeah, the Ashcrofts. Does McCluggage go there? Does Berry go
So
forward?
I think he will start, but he's got to show some form of a couple of years ago to hold his spot, which is, it's just a credit to the Lions and how they're managing that list. But you're right, there's going to be some cash coming for those players.
gonna be,
Loman, Zach Bailey.
Well, Zach Bailey. Zach Bailey, what did he kick? 2 goals, 3 on the weekend. He was running around
looks great.
everywhere. And, having obviously a big off-season. Lockie Neal was just a class above.
Yeah.
He looked a class above through the guts.
It's scary. Fletcher, Dunkley.
Oh, man.
Oh, Dunkley doesn't get mentioned. He's the new captain, and he'd be sort of first midfielder pick for most clubs in the comp.
yeah.
He's a culture
He's
setter.
an out-and-out A-grader.
Yeah.
Like, he's so underrated across the competition. What he does defensively, you could argue sometimes ball in hand, it's not great. So, like, I'm taking 98% of what he does, and if he misses the occasional kick, everyone misses the occasional kick. We've seen Zorko, the best ball user, miss it. Like, he is an absolute A-grader that I don't think gets the credit he deserves.
No, and like with the Origin game, and I don't know where he fits in, but he almost deserves to have a Victorian jumper.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a ripper.
Yeah. I guess the only other team we could talk about here is the Suns. Lynchy, you're the only one without them in the top 4.
I reckon 3 weeks ago I had them second or third, and put in Petrarca in, and they got Hugo Hagen, if he can get himself back to that level of his best, they'll be certainly up there. They'll be thereabouts. I just felt that still there's there's a few question marks on maybe depth through the midfield, which has helped now with Petrarca. Alex Davies looked good towards the end of last year, and Miller can go through there as well. But yeah, maybe even a key back. I'm still think Walter's got himself a week's suspension, which was silly after missing footy late last year. He shouldn't be doing that. And just a lazy bump. What are you laughing about?
Well, he went the AFL.
I give him a clip, didn't he?
The game's dead.
He's 17 years old. He shouldn't be clipping the AFL. But I'm sticking fat with he should be playing centre half back. I reckon just he's so competitive. Yeah. And it'll just help him. But anyway, so no, I just had them thereabouts. But they could quite easily finish the top couple.
Well, interestingly, the other three of us have the Cats dropping out of the top 4.
That's a good point.
Is that an age profile thing? Is it?
I mean, we always underestimate them. They always get to a grand final.
They're going to win every home game.
So,
do we want them to fail? Like, there's a little element of that. Like, this is the year where they slip, surely.
Yeah, potentially. I think we all wrote them off a couple of years ago, and then they went on to win the grand final. Like, where did that come from? But, I mean, their ageing stars are ageing now. Like, Dangerfield, we've seen what he did in the prelim. That's going to be once a month sort of thing, I think. Jeremy Cameron, there's still some concerns with his arm and different things, not being able to play in that Origin game. So it depends how fit and healthy they are. Like they're going to be hard to beat on their home deck. We've spoken about, but look, I've got them 5th, 4th, 5th, 7th. So we're sort of they're thereabouts. And again, you speak about besides, I think everyone, Brisbane's number 1, if you average it out, but then below that, from 2nd to 10th or 12th, I think it's sort of a bit of a raffle depending on how they get up and about. And we've seen that over the last couple of years. It ends up only being a game or two that separates them. So Geelong could easily finish second. They could easily finish 10th, in my opinion.
We've all got the Swans.
Have to jump
top
up.
6.
Yeah, Jack's the only one not top 4 with the Swans. So, all jumping up into finals contention. Anything else I'm missing?
Dogs. You've got them at 8th.
Yeah, I'm not as sold on the back line as everyone else is, but...
I think that's always been their issue, but
yeah.
I think their midfield and forward line's that elite.
Yeah.
But we've said that before about them, and they missed last year.
Yep. That's probably about it, I think, yeah.
Should be a ripping season. Once we get started, we've got some footy to talk about. So people retire and Lynchy will be
Probably
good to go.
retiring, and I'm looking at the wrong columns. I'm bringing my pad in next week.
I look forward to digging this up in about 10 weeks' time. We're all absolutely way off the mark.
But are we all locking in the Lions for the three-peat
I think so, yeah.
at this time of the season?
What's theirs to lose, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the fact that their list gets better every year, the salary cap's got to blow up shortly.
Well, it has to, you would think, but...
Someone's going to get shaken out of that list.
Yeah, this is probably the best their list is ever going to be.
Yeah, 3 grand finals in a row and their list is better.
You be getting some phone calls from Fagan through the year? Who do I drop? Does he still ring you?
Yeah, he rings. Yeah, he
On
rings.
his walks?
On his walks. He just walks and walks and walks and gives you a call. I might be ringing him. Who should Tassie target?
Well, yeah, that's another conversation.
Well, you might target him.
Stop it.
Lynchy.
I don't know.
He's not saying no.
Would Fakes want to do a full rebuild again at his age type thing?
Probably the ideal candidate. He did it at the Lions. He loves Tasmania, Tasmanian boy.
Loves Lynchy.
Loves Lynchy.
Well,
Might just give him the checkbook.
well,
Blank check.
Here we go.
Who would Fakes? who would Fakes give the $5 million to?
yeah.
Maybe
Well, ask
frame
him.
it in.
Ask
in
him. Well, it'd be ridiculous not to ask him, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
He wouldn't give it to anyone. He's all, that's way too much.
Old school.
I could get 20 players.
Fags would have a notebook. He wouldn't have his laptop out. He'd be on the notebook. Don't worry about that, old school teacher.
I think the notebook's making a comeback next
Bloody
week.
oath it's making
for
a
the
comeback.
rest of the year.
And the first page is going to have Rocky's retirees. The
Yes.
4 of them. 4 of them.
Highlighted.
Just question.
After the summer.
Speaking of retirements, how'd you go post-surgery from last week?
Yes, I got gelded, so good as gold.
Good.
Good as gold. Yeah. I don't even know what it was, Dr. Snip or something like that. I don't think it was actually that, but he specialises in that. It's just like burn and churn. There's, rotating through and 15 minutes in and out. Feels cherry ripe.
All right.
Almost.
Were you almost regretting it after the snake wedding on the weekend? Maybe I need a third.
Maybe
Maybe I've gone wrong with the first two.
It's probably important that whoever's listening to this listens to the early part of the show to qualify that.
If you've made it this far, you've done well, to be perfectly honest.
No one skips to the end. Get through the retirees first.
Boys, that might do us for this week. We'll have some actual footy to talk about next week.
Thank goodness.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website